some new rumors in regards to Call of Duty 2027.
Resub, pal. Now I can afford a retweet.
Oh, shout out to Fresh Goose with the super chat. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The rumor mill is in full cycle again for supposedly Call of Duty 2027. Not Black Ops 7, but the one that comes after it. This is coming from the Gaming Leaks and Rumor Reddit. Shout out to Melody with the sub. Black Ops 7 ain't even out yet, and we're already doing it. According to this tweet, exclusive COD 2027 will be by Sledgehammer Games and will not be Advanced Warfare 2 and will instead be set in a completely new sub-franchise set during the modern era. There will be no jetpacks, but movement is planned to be a big focus. Zombies is currently not planned for the game. Get High is planned to return. What does that mean? There may be a focus on martial arts within the gameplay with karate kicks and karate chops as an example. And this is why I saved the story. Just keep in mind, these are rumors. None of this is confirmed. Take it with a grain of salt. But I said to myself, this is how you know you've been around for way too long, because these niggas, let's act like this is real for a second. Niggas are just doing anything just to say that it's a new feature. What the fuck does that even mean? I play Call of Duty to pepper a nigga up. What you mean is gonna have martial arts in it? I'm not trying to be fucking Iron Fist in Call of Duty. That's annoying. We need to find new ways to do gunplay. Or just stop. Here's another thought. Just stop making it. You got all that money from Microsoft. You guys are financially secure. You have the money to do whatever you want. You have the financial. Yeah, I want to be John Wick. And they talking about Tekken 8 within fucking Call of Duty. So yeah, this could be a new IP. Shout out to Coleman with the sub. So my question is this something that interests the chat? Is this something that is cool? Do you want to play as with an Iron Fist Ninja Turtle skin? Well, there's already Ninja Turtles in it. Bro, that's literally Fear. I never played the Fear series like that. Is that true? The greed never stops. L. He was trying to get Dorian in Call of Duty. Dude's going to be hitting pressure points mid-battle. Right. Like, what the hell? Goku. What happened to the game I love? You live, you either die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain. I'm cautiously optimistic and curious. And then my thing is let's act like it is real. Is this martial arts feature going to be first or third person? Because like first person, I don't want to do that. I don't want to play Skyrim. That's why I didn't want to play that Kingdom Come game. It's just certain games that I don't enjoy in first person. I prefer third person. And if you're going to include some type of martial arts, I want to be able to see myself doing all these cool animations. I'm not trying to do this on the screen in fucking first person and shit. Like I'm just pimp slapping people. Like, I'm good off that shit, man. Catch an IP, man. Combo checking your corners. Yeah, you check a corner and just get karate chopped in the neck and passed out. This shit is crazy. Watch it not even be like a main feature in the game. They're gonna charge you for it. Day one DLC type shit. So this doesn't mean it's confirmed. This is coming from the Gaming Leaks and Rumor Reddit. So take it with a major grain of salt. But what I will say is, if this does happen, just remember where you heard it here first on this stream. At least they're trying something. It's probably gonna be ass though, and that's when you get to the point where people are saying at least they're trying something new, but it's most likely gonna be ass. That's a sign you need to stop. It's time to do something else. Don't y'all find it strange that Activision was bought out by Microsoft? They have the financial backing and stability from Microsoft, and they just keep making the same shit.
I'm thankful for super chat. But this
shout out to Kane Snow.
Purchase of the electric beat.
Shout out to Kane Snow with the $5 super chat. Nope, I'm interested in this COD, and you say Sledgehammer making it? No, thank you. Yeah, Sledgehammer games are ass.
Super chats are just a known form of glazing.
And
every donation TBH gets, I get the chance.
Shout out to Zelto.
Gaze into Sonic's dreamy.
Shout out to Zelto with the $5 super chat. He said, did y'all go over the new Mortal Kombat movie? I appreciate the streams. Yeah, we just did. I said it looked all right. It looks better than the last one. I'm gonna see it. It looks okay, I think. I fuck with Sledgehammer. They're my least favorite of the studios, but I'd hate to work for that studio. I know they hella burnt out. Imagine living a life where like you grew up wanting to be a game developer, create all this amazing stuff, and you finally get into the industry and you realize what the industry is. You land a job at Activision and they just keep making you make Call of Duty over and over again. You got all these cool ideas in your phone on a whiteboard. They said, nah, nigga, make another Call of Duty, bruh. That shit. And then you have to eat, breathe, sleep Call of Duty. Like like we played Black Ops 6 on the Game Pass for like 2 months and got off that shit. These motherfuckers make the game, they play, they test the game, they go to sleep thinking about the game. probably fucking your wife. Like, oh wait, I just got a new. Because like, think about it. Think about how we've reached a point with Call of Duty where there's so many goddamn games in the series. It's hard to come up with new ideas and game modes and mechanics. So when you do come up with a new idea, you have to go and run and write it down in your phone or wherever you keep your notes, because you might forget the idea. So you could be in the middle of fucking your wife and shit, but no sex before marriage. You got to be married. Fucking your wife, pounding her. Oh my God. Just blowing her shit through the fucking mattress. And then you get an idea. You say, Jinkies, I got an idea for a new Call of Duty mode. And your wife's like, what? Put your pants on, you go running and shit. You gotta go write the idea. Your marriage is over. Your marriage is over because all you think about is fucking Call of Duty. Now she's in the group chat crying and shit. This nigga only thinks about fucking Call of Duty. This nigga was in the middle of, this the best he ever fucked me in the last 5 years. He was just pounding my shit, girl. I was loving it. I thought I was about to get pregnant. Then this nigga said, wait a minute, I got an idea for karate chops. Karate chops in Call of Duty when he should have been karate chopping my coochie. Yeah, brain blast. Like, this shit is fucking crazy, bro. Life of a Call of Duty. I feel like that's a Netflix series. It could be like in the vein, in the tone of The Office. Life of a Call of Duty developer. That's a Netflix series. That shit sounds horrible. Sounds fucking horrible, bro. Pushing your kid on the swing at the playground. Whee! You ain't seen your kid in 3 months because you've been developing games. Whee! I love you, daddy. I wish we could do more of this. Whee! Then you get an brain blast. Brain blast! You push the kid too hard. The kid fucking doing the loop-de-loop around the goddamn thing. You writing on your phone, not even paying attention and shit like that. It's fucking ridiculous, man. The life of a Call of Duty developer. Make the show. Remember when you heard it here first. This is a wild creative process. Yeah, Eureka! This is why for the people that's in the YouTube chat, this is why I titled the stream that. There's no Elden Ring 2 coming. It's just clickbait. But it could be Elden Ring 2. That's why I said might. Report claims from Kotaku that From Software's next unannounced game is coming closer than we think. From Software just dropped Elden Ring Night Rain, and they're dropping
It's a super chat. I'm going to Snapchat Sonic, my intrusive.
Shout out to Jeffy with the $5 super chat. Having a COD idea mid-climax is crazy, but it could be real. It could be real. I appreciate the super chat. They just dropped Night Rain. They're also dropping a game in 2026 for the Switch 2. I forgot what it was called. Blood Song, I don't know. But apparently From Software is also working on another unannounced game, and apparently it's coming sooner than later. From Software has always been a prolific studio, pumping up new spin-offs and sequels at blistering rates without slipping on quality, so it wouldn't be a complete shock to hear that the studio's next unannounced game is closer than we think. According to one new report, it's codenamed FMC. FTC, stand up. Shout the flight. And release it before the end of 2026. So we could see not one, but two From Software titles in 2026. MP First reports that From Software is in the advanced stages of production on another as of yet unannounced project. It's a multi-platform game with the codename FMC. It specifies that the codename is likely an abbreviation and notes that the codenames for Dark Souls 2 and 3 Remastered and Armored Core, 6? All has started with an F as well. Could be a new Dark Souls, a Dark Souls 3 remaster, or even an Armored Core 6 spinoff, be less than a year away. That's the speculation now, given that this unannounced project is a multi-platform, unlike the Duskbloods. That's what it's called. From Software's multiplayer exclusive game coming to the Switch. We already know that. If it is one of their older titles, I wouldn't want a remaster. That wouldn't get me excited. Now, Dark Souls 4. If it's a remaster, hard pass for me. But if they do Dark Souls 4 or Bloodborne 2, which I don't think is possible at all because I think Sony owns the rights to that, then I would be interested. Then my ears are perking up. But if it's just a remaster, I don't care. But I'm going to go ahead and throw a prediction out there. New prediction for the stream. If this rumor is true, because it's not confirmed, but if this rumor turns out to be true and they are dropping 2 games in 2026, I predict we will find out about this game in December during the Game Awards. During the 2025 Game Awards, it will probably be announced what this From Software game is. And then I predict it will release the top of 2026. Because I believe Elden Ring in 2022, I believe it released in February. So if we're basing it off the data, they do like to release their games top of the year. And the Game Awards would be a good place to premiere it. Matter of fact, Night Rain is where they premiered the Game Awards is where they premiered Night Rain, and then it came out. You are correct. It was February. So that's what it'd probably come out I could be wrong. It's just a prediction, but I can see that happening. But if it does come out as soon as, okay, and here's the third prediction. If they announce it in December and it's come in February, it'll be a remaster because that's pretty soon. That's right around the corner. It's like 6 months away. If they announce it at the Game Awards and it's coming out later than February, like it's coming out in the spring or in the fall, it'll be a new game. So if it comes out earlier in the year, remaster. Later in the year, it'll be a new game. Those are my predictions. We'll see if I'm true, if I'm real or not, or if I'm correct. These were the rumors months ago. They were remastering Dark Souls. If they remaster it, it's a hard pass for me. I don't care. But we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. I don't see a Dark Souls 4 since the story ended with 3 in the DLC. So yeah, you think it's going to be a remaster? You said clip it if you want. You can come back and be like, damn, TBH, you know your shit, bro. Nigga really be reading the data, bro. I also know I don't give a fuck about Netflix games, but for the sake of conversation, Netflix is said to be ramping up investment in gaming as the company addresses further monetization possibilities. Now, I'm going to go ahead and reread this for you guys, okay? With a focus on the word monetization. Netflix is ramping up investment in gaming as the company addresses further monetization possibilities. Now, if you don't understand why I'm focusing on this word, to me, this is problematic because it says to me, they're not in it for the love of the game, making dope products that are pushing the industry forward, innovating, trying new gameplay mechanics and storylines. No. They're in it to make fucking money and serve your ass ads. Which, by the way, who the fuck is playing? The only game I know that was on Netflix was, I know San Andreas came to Netflix and you could play on your phone. And I guess that's a cool perk if you never play San Andreas and you have Netflix, then it's like a bonus. But I don't know anybody who's actively paying for Netflix so they can play Netflix games. Like, get the fuck out of here. Don't really care about no damn Stranger Things mobile. Netflix pans to...
Every time someone donates a super chat, I'm going to Snapchat Sonic my intrusive thoughts.
Shout out to Jay Greedo with the $2 super chat. He said Netflix gonna hire Ronnie. I hope not, but shout out to Ronnie's lace front. What lies y'all think Ronnie gonna tell about 2K26 this year? Netflix plans to ramp up its investment in gaming after the company previously pulled back from its grand ambitions in the AAA space and shut down a studio from Halo veteran Joe Staten. As part of Netflix's latest earning briefing, co-CEO and president and director Greg Peters commented on Netflix's vision for gaming, saying Netflix's innovative investment thus far has been relatively small in comparison to the money it put into film, TV, and live sports programming. The opportunity to grow is significant, he said. We look at the near-term monetization opportunities with games very similar to how we looked at other new content strategies. You can think in scripted or film or on, and that's essentially if we deliver more value to our offering. We get increased user acquisition, we get increased retention, we get increased willingness to pay, he said. So it drives all of the sort of core fundamentals of our business. I would love to see those numbers. Like, how many people actually, how do you even tell that people specifically subscribed to play their games? I don't know. Peter said Netflix has already observed positive effects of investing in gaming. However, he reminded people that Netflix investment in gaming remains small relative to the company's overall business, and that number of people playing games on Netflix is small as well. So they're exaggerating. Also, like they said, their investment is small. What happens when your investment is small and you're making money? Everything's going to look good. What happens when you make a big investment and you got a bigger overhead to cover? In 2022, findings found that 99% of Netflix users did not play Netflix games. Though that was before Grand Theft Auto came to Netflix, which is fucking funny, bruh. That's funny. I swear to God, I don't read these articles before I start streaming. I told you the only game I know on Netflix mobile is the fucking Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, bruh. And niggas wasn't even playing that shit because that game is like 30 years old. Who gives a fuck, dog? You can play that shit on Steam for $5 if you want to. These niggas is funny, man. These niggas is funny. They said, we've seen good progress, as you know, with licensed games like GTA. We've seen good progress with games we developed like Squid Game Unleashed. So you'll see more from us in both those categories, as well as a whole new set of interactive experiences that we think either in a unique or different position to deliver, he said. So we're super excited to roll these out over the next year. I think the other problem they have with is, for those unaware, the games that they're investing in, they're mobile friendly. And my thing is, if I could console them, I would say make sure you understand your platform if you are going to double down on gaming. You know what I would personally do? Especially because they're taking this business model of creating games alongside their TV shows, like they said with the Squid Game video game. Why not invest in a studio that's struggling, that makes good, like what what's some Telltale? Why not buy Telltale? I don't know if they got picked up yet. Why not buy Telltale and tell them put their games exclusively on Netflix? It already has a fan base. The games work good on mobile because they're choose your own adventure, so then you could just touch the screen, and then you could create like a Batman show. You could do Batman season 2, put it on Netflix, the show, but then also do like the game or something like that. So then you're playing to like the mobile market. That's what I would say, but these niggas don't know what the fuck they talking about. I'm telling you, me and Ethan's gonna start that consulting company. Oh, I was joking about that, but okay. That makes more sense. That's how I would approach it if you want to put games. Make sure you're making games that are friendly to the mobile platform. Telltale would be a really good one to invest in. Oh yeah, The Wolf Among Us 2 still hasn't came out. Imagine if that was exclusive on Netflix Gaming. That would probably spike Netflix's subscriptions. I don't think Netflix Games works directly through the Netflix app. It just lets you download them on the app stores if you have an account. I ain't paying for that shit. Fucking group chat keep popping in the damn ear. Turn that shit off. Start that business when I'm older. Now you need to start it because that's fire. When I'm older. I need some of my investments to take off so I can retire from this shit and start a business, and y'all never will hear from me again. Gaming does need more consulting. Too many businessmen making decisions. The reason I haven't though is trying to wrap my brain around building. Because the thing about that type of business is about establishing authority. How do I establish authority to get a company to trust my word? You see what I'm saying? That's what I need to meet people within the industry and find out what's the situation on that. Microsoft, next piece of news. Microsoft unceremoniously kills off the Xbox movies and TV store. So if you're renting movies on your Xbox, bad news for you. Microsoft has rather abruptly closed down its movie and TV app, which is accessible on Xbox and the Windows PC via the Microsoft Store. This allowed people to rent or buy movies or TV shows natively through their console or computer storefront, but in a newly updated support page, Microsoft said the service has ended. Microsoft no longer offers new entertainment content for purchase, including movies and TV shows on Microsoft.com. Microsoft Store on Windows and the Microsoft Store on Xbox, the statement reads. However, you can continue to access your purchase content in the apps. Shout out to them for not deleting it off your hard drive. I'll give them that. Unlike fucking Sony. So if you bought something, at least you get to keep it. If I had to guess why they stopped doing this, it's probably licensing issues. Probably just got too expensive and they probably weren't making enough money off of this. But what I will say about this story and why I'm highlighting it is because this is very ironic. Because for those of you who were too young to remember this, during the announcement of the PS4 and the Xbox One, this is what put Xbox in the hole, being too focused on TV and movies. Matter of fact, there's a compilation on YouTube. I might be able to bring it up. When they announced the Xbox One, all they did was talk about TV and movies. And this was so detrimental to their reputation, because you have to remember, this is in the era of peak Xbox. We're coming off the Xbox 360 when Forza, Gears of War, Halo, they were all still new properties. Matter of fact, for those who don't remember, this is how great the Xbox 360 was. We're coming off Mass Effect. Mass Effect was originally an Xbox exclusive. 360 had them hitters. So people was excited for that Xbox One. And they came out and them niggas said TV. We was looking at them like, what? Let me see if I can find that shit. Compilation. Yeah, this is a minute. It's only a minute too. This is what killed Xbox's momentum going into the Xbox One. And they've been struggling ever since.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Xbox One.
TV experience. TV and movies. TV. Xbox. Watch TV. TV. Watch TV. TV remote.
Just for context, this was before E3. This was their own press conference. The first time they ever showed the Xbox One to the world. You thinking we're gonna hear about cool games, and for like 2 hours straight, these niggas said TV.
TV experience. TV. Sports TV. Anybody? TV.
You see, nobody's clapping.
Xbox, go home.
So you get the point. It's literally almost 2 minutes of this shit. So the point is, the irony of them killing off the TV and movie store is that you sacrifice the games for this and you guys put yourselves in a hole. All they had to do, and this has nothing to do with gaming. This is just advice, period. When it comes to life, if you are good at something, harnessed and focus in on that and then worry about the rest later. Too many people try to be a triple threat too soon. And I'm here to let y'all know, most y'all will never be fucking Jamie Foxx. You will never be Will Smith. That's okay. Just be Kobe, okay? Fucking shoot the rock. That's okay. Focus on that and you will become a legend. These niggas was too focused on doing too much and they're suffering. They're suffering because of it. Now they've redeemed themselves a little bit with the Game Pass, but they also put themselves in a hole where they got to buy up all these other studios and shit. They're still suffering from this shit, man. And the irony is that they doubled down on this 12 years ago, as you can see, and it didn't pay off. Now they're shutting it off. Great ball knowledge. Great ball knowledge. What did you link in the chat? But I will say, I will give them credit. At least they're not deleting the content you purchased off your Xbox, so you'll still have access to it for your movies and TV shows and stuff like that. Unlike fucking PlayStation. What news I got for you? Report 2K Sports plans a standalone college basketball game. God damn, 2K. Get off EA dick, nigga. But that's the bad news. They on EA dick. But the good news is, dear 2K niggas, this is why competition is important. 2 weeks ago, EA came out and said, we're coming back, we're making a basketball game. And 2 weeks later, 2K said, you know what? We're gonna compete. This is why competition is important. I swear to God, we would have never got this announcement if it wasn't for fucking EA. This is funny, dude. This is fucking funny. Stop dick munching Ronnie 2K. Ronnie 2K just ups the goddamn VC prices every year, nickel and dimes you on do-rag so this nigga can get a new lace front. Look at this shit. Ronnie 2K, new hair. While you buying bicycles and motors and shit like that, where that goddamn picture at? I can't find a fucking picture, man. I'm gonna find it. Oh, you know what? It's in the thumbnail. Ronnie 2K. Hokage highlights. I put it in the thumbnail on my damn. There it is. That's my video right there. Right there. That's what he bought. All that VC you spending so he can get a new hairpiece. He getting a new beard this year. Calm the fuck down. 2K Sports plans a standalone college basketball game. Let's see what they talking about, bro. 2K Sports wants its own college basketball game after all. According to a new report from the Sports Journal, 2K is making plans to develop a standalone game. 2K is making plans, not they have plans. Translation, they just started planning this shit last week when they saw what EA announced. Because I told you, if EA performs well with college basketball, you know Live is coming back, or they might reboot it as under a new name. But it says they're making plans, not they have plans. Jason Wilson reports that 2K Sports plans on a standalone game that would feature more than 100 men's and women's teams that would all receive fair market value as well for their NIL. This new report comes after 2K and Take-Two Interactive's proposal regarding having college basketball as DLC in its NBA 2K games was discovered. The original proposal to the college basketball license called for teams within the mode, increasing a number year over year. It also mentioned a full college game depending on sales performance of the DLC. So originally it was supposed to be originally this was supposed to be DLC, and they seen EA announce the game, and now they said it's its own game. This is crazy. This is crazy. The CLC ultimately recommended EA's exclusive license proposal to conferences and schools for a game, with EA announcing its return June 30th. Fucking crazy. Which, by the way, hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. I hope both games are good. Which, by the way, since we're bringing up NIL, did you see what Trump is doing now? Let me see if I can find it. For those unaware who don't know what, if you don't know what the NIL is, it's the law that passed a few years ago that allows college athletes to make money off of their own name. Because for the longest while, what America would do is they would farm black talent. They would bring them to schools, and then they would make sure you don't make any money off your name. And then they would say, oh, you're getting an education. That's why you're not allowed to make money off your own likeness. And people always said that's bullshit because the schools are making billions of dollars and niggas get what, a free lunch? Niggas is not getting degrees. They're going to the fucking NBA and shit like that. But not everybody gets to go to the NBA. Not everybody makes it. So, you know, some people want to be able to capitalize off of what might be their peak, which is college basketball, college football, baseball, whatever. Yeah, modern day slavery kind of. But it looks like Trump's trying to roll back that NIL shit, bro. He's trying to roll it back. Niggas started making money at college. They said, no. A bill to regulate college sports introduced in the House on Thursday would offer limited antitrust protection for the NCAA while barring schools from using student fees to pay for college athletic programs. Co-sponsors of the SCORE Act include 7 Republicans and 2 Democrats, which gives the bill a fair chance of passage in the House. It's bipartisan, meaning both sides don't want you niggas' families to eat. That's why I said don't trust none of them. It would need at least 7 Democratic votes in the Senate, where its chances are viewed as slim. By the way, I can't stress enough, right? I'm not saying there doesn't need to be some improvement on the NIL laws or what, like they don't need to regulate it better. But I do find this fascinating in a day and age when we're over in the Middle East bombing people when we said we wouldn't. Motherfuckers still don't got health care. People can't afford groceries. They're raising rent every year for no fucking reason. Wages haven't gone up. They're deporting people, and they're not just deporting the criminals like they said. They're deporting people. I've seen stories that they're deporting soldiers. They're deporting people who were here legally, who were born here, just putting them in alligator. They're doing all this dumb shit. They ain't fixed the key problems going on in the country, but they got time to take money from your family, from your nieces and nephews. This is crazy. So you start talking about the fucking politics, it affects you, bruh. It fucking affects you. They said you niggas is making too much money. I'm gonna give you an example of why they're doing this shit too, right? I just seen a story. There's a dude that got drafted by the Bengals. I don't know his name. I'm not too in tune with college football. I just read the story the other day. He got drafted by the Bengals, but he made like millions of dollars off of NIL in college. And he said he not playing for the Bengals for whatever reason. And you know the good old boys don't like that shit. So he's either gonna sit out a year, try to go back to college, and then just like re-enter the draft or what. That's why they don't like this shit, bro. Because it gives all, you seen that, Zuri? It gives Shamar Stewart, it gives all the power back to the people. And they don't want that. They want to control your black ass. They got time to regulate this dumbass shit, but they don't got time for healthcare and all this other shit. Stop talking about this shit, TBH. This is a goofy ass fucking country. When I read this shit, I was like, really, bro? This shit was just introduced a few years ago. For every dumbass like fucking Mikey Williams, for the most part, I'd argue this is doing good because I think the NIL did fuck up Mikey Williams. Gave $7 million to a fucking shoe deal to a kid in high school. Now he's shooting up the place. He got ahead of himself. Now he's probably not going to the NBA. But for the most part, I'd argue if you have the right team around you that tell you, hey, keep your head on a swivel, your family should be able to eat and you should be able to go to the league and make money while you're not in the league. This is all about control. People say, stop talking about race. This is one, and obviously it affects everybody, but we know who are the best athletes coming out of America. This is about controlling niggas, bruh. They want to control you. Mikey recovered though? No, he didn't. Mikey went to UCF. He was averaging like 5 points, and then he just transferred to another school. I don't think he's going to the league. He's not good enough. And I'm not even like trying to hate. I don't think he's good enough. He never grew. He's still like 6'1". He doesn't play defense. I follow basketball, so you're not gonna get me with this. I always say like I'm not like a super football fan, so I'm like casual about it. He's at Sacramento State right now. What number is he putting up though? What number is he putting up? Julian a crash out? Who the fuck is talking about Julian Newman? I seen a video from Julian Newman. He said, this is why I didn't go to the league. You didn't go to the league because you suck, nigga. And you're shorter than me. You said nothing yet. He hasn't played yet, just transferred. All right. So the jury's still out on Mikey Williams, but I'm not trying to be mean. If I don't see him making it. If he does, I think the best case scenario for him is he's a G leaguer who might get a 10-day contract. I could see him being like a what's the white boy the white boy that always won the dunk contest. You only gonna see him for like certain shit, but I don't see him being a star in the league. But nah, you're still right. Yeah, Mac McClung. Yeah, Mac McClung. I can see a situation like that, kind of like a journeyman. But like I don't see the talent there. Like I think the NIL did fuck him up. He developed the ego, unfortunately. $7 million in high school, all the girls all over you. Like, what can you tell that kid? He didn't develop. He don't play no defense. He's not a strong passer. Even his scoring, he scored a lot of points, but it was inefficient. I watched a lot of him. Muggsy made it at 5'3". Julian just didn't have the skill. Yeah, you're right. Julian just fucking sucks. But even still, Muggsy Mose is, and there's a few other short people that made it. Those are dogs. Those are anomalies. The average person who's 6'7" is more likely to make it to the NBA than the average person who's 5'3". That's what I'm saying. We got to be honest about that. Muggsy Mose was a fucking dog. Spud Webb was a dog. Like Muggsy Mogues played really tenacious defense. I remember him. He was in Space Jam for a reason. He was a dog. Those are outliers. Those are people with a lot of, but the average 5'3" person ain't making it. And Julian Newman is the average 5'3". Yo, shout out to Quiet Kept with the sub. Appreciate it. Yeah, Spud was a freak athlete. He won the dunk contest, didn't he?
To oblivion.
Basketball talking here. Real ball knowledge. Real ball knowledge. That was my tangent though. That was my tangent. I know some of y'all don't want to hear it. Nate Robinson was an anomaly. Nate Robinson was a freak athlete too. I always say I've met Nate Robinson. I got to interview him. I never put it out because the audio got fucked up. So I didn't like the quality of the audio. But I met Nate Robinson. I think they lied on his listing because he's listed at 5'9". My father's 5'9". That nigga's not 5'9". I'm 5'5". I think he's like 5'6", 5'7". He was like right next to me. Which makes it more impressive that he won the dunk contest multiple times. Because he's shorter than what he's listed. He's much shorter than what he's listed. AI was 5'11" to 6 foot. He was a beast. He was a beast. Let's bring it back to gaming though. Let's bring it back to gaming. Silent Hill creator has a new project, and it's not a sequel to Slitterhead. You said Cap about what? Meeting Nate Robinson? Why would I lie about that? AI was 5'9". Oh, you talking about AI being 5'9"? No, I think AI was like 5'11", 6 foot. He was like 6 foot. While Toyama might be best known as the man who created Konami's Silent Hill franchise, the developer has recently released a new horror game last year titled Slitterhead under his new company, Boken Game Studios. Unfortunately, the game's reception was less than ideal, and there's no word on how it did commercially either, which is never a good sign. If you were hoping for a sequel to amend the game's mistakes, that might take a while before that happens. Speaking to Famitsu, which is the biggest gaming magazine in Japan, Toyama talked about Slitterhead's reception among gamers and how the title caused confusion since people didn't know whether it was a horror or an action game, which is something he wants to avoid doing in future projects. When asked about Slitterhead's sales and whether it was a success, Toyama admitted that he hadn't achieved the goal yet, stating that in terms of sales, to be honest, we need to keep selling for a longer period of time. However, as I mentioned earlier, as a result, this work is not simply a work that aims to make something that can be sold as a product and sell a lot. Talking about sequel plans, Toyama says he's open to the possibility, but not right now. I don't know if I can make a sequel story right away. I think there will be a time when inevitably it meshes in the future, but at least not in the immediate future. When asked about Boken Game Studios' new project, Toyama shared, yes, I can tell you, I can't tell you the details, but I am working on another game. At first, I wanted to make it a studio where I could do a lot of things, including lighter projects from the ideas of younger people. But now I feel like we have to face it again with full strength of the studio. We are currently working towards that goal. It's still in the early days, but blah, 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 blah. So what I'm getting out of this, for those who are fans of Silent Hill, he had plans with the studio to let the young bulls introduce their new creative ideas. But because they have a publisher and they need to make money and their last game Slitterhead didn't, that means the next project is probably going to be a AAA title, which it could be another not Slitterhead. It could be another Silent Hill. It could be another remake or like a sequel or something. They need to make something they know is going to sell. That's what it sounds like. Which kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier when people say, oh, why don't they make this game? Because you didn't buy the last one. You want them to make a sequel to Sleeping Dogs 2 that y'all didn't buy Sleeping Dogs. Y'all claim y'all love it, but you didn't buy it. And the studio went under. You waited till it was $5 on a Steam sale 10 years later. And then you say, look at me, I'm supporting the industry. No, the studio went under. It's too late. Sales matter in video games, not in regards to the quality of said product, but if you're looking for a franchise from something you love. It's not enough to go to your cousin's house and play it for 15 minutes, then hop on Twitter and say, this game's really cool. You gotta buy it because the overhead for producing said products is very high. Business 101, guys. Come on, keep up. Didn't buy it. And from what I'm getting out of this article, a lot of people didn't buy Slitterhead, but at least he acknowledged it wasn't where it needed to be. And he's saying we need to focus on making a banger because we need to make some money. You feel me? People can't work for free. You can't make art and your passion for free. Fucking Picasso died broke. His paintings didn't start selling until he died, unfortunately. He never got to see the fruits of his labor.
Your resub is cool, but honestly, there's only one ideology I resubscribe to, and that's Sonic's BBC.
Yo, shout out to Hizarki TV. Do you think there will be a bomb rush of games releasing just before GTA 6? If so, what games are coming out before? I need to add them to the list. There is a bunch of bangers coming out in 2026. We'll talk about it like in December. I can't think off the top of my fucking head outside of Dust Bloods. There are bangers coming out. Now that we know it's coming in 2026, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of games released right before because they don't want to compete with GTA 6. Nobody can compete with it. Maybe not even like a From Software game. I think a From Software game will still sell, but it might not have the, like, let's say they announce like an Elden Ring 2. I don't know if it's gonna have the same cultural impact. It's gonna divide people. Like GTA is just a did I say Picasso? My bad. I meant Van Gogh. My fault. It's such a cultural icon. It'd be hard to compete with that shit. Any release date on State of Decay 3? Nah, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know. My fault. I meant Van Gogh. Y'all know what I meant. I don't know what I meant. Speaking of dead games, the other day during one of my other streams, somebody asked me if I was gonna pick up the Hunter x Hunter fighting game. They're coming out with their own little tag fighting game. Apparently it has a budget of like $700,000, and I said, no, nigga, that game does not look good. I'm not playing that shit. And he said he was excited for it. I said, hey, more power to you. Hate to be a jackass, but I just seen a clip on my timeline. I think this game, I already thought it was DOA, but I seen something that that made me, I was like, yeah, this game's DOA. And the quote, this is amazing, guys. I'm just gonna show you the gameplay and you tell me what's wrong. Did you guys see what was wrong? If in case you didn't catch it, you're a little slow. This man just two-hitted him. So balancing will not be a thing in this game. Granted, the game is not out yet. They could balance it and they could change it, but I won't lie. For a game that's reportedly to have a budget less than $1 million, has no promotion, and this is the only thing that's being promoted on the timeline about your game, you can get two-shotted? If there's one genre of games where balance really matters, it's fighting games. That's one of the reasons why when somebody hits you with a 50-hit combo, the more hits that happens, it scales the damage back because you can't let it do too much damage. You don't even need to do a 50-hit combo in this shit to kill somebody. You do a 2-hit combo and you win. Nigga, this shit is DOA. Somebody just put this in the chat and they said it gets worse. This is genuinely sad, man. Wait, this game came out? There's only 100 players. When did shit come out? Hold up. Hunter x Hunter release date. It came out yesterday. Holy shit. I didn't even know. Hunter x Hunter, Nin Impact, Steam, DB. This game's dead. I didn't even know this game was out. And y'all know I be on it. I didn't even know this game was out. I don't want to kick it when it's down. I mean, we knew it was, man, that's rough. That's rough, dude. That's fucking rough. This game has been out for less than 24 hours. And at its peak, it had 235 people. And there's only 171 people playing. Looks like Concord and Suicide Squad. I wish they were doing these numbers. You know, the way people ragged on Concord, like you would think they'd be ragging on, like this is a game that, yeah, they didn't promote it. They didn't have the budget. Like I said, the reports claim the budget for the game was $700,000. I don't think y'all understand how small of a budget that is. Most games on the low end are like 20 to like 30 million. That's on the low end. And then you got like them AAA games, 100 million plus. Like there's a report that came out that Blade, the game Bethesda's making, the Blade game, it's already at $100 million. Blade, 100 million. Let me see if I can find it. I saw it somewhere this morning. Yeah, Marvel's Blade budget is already $100 million. We haven't even seen gameplay for this shit. So Nin Impact had a $700,000 budget. They had just enough to do some framework and put that shit out on Steam. They didn't have the budget, and then so basically what's going to happen is the only way for this game to be successful is it has to be fire. And the community has to uplift it, and then you have to have clips going viral. And unfortunately, clips are going viral for all the wrong reasons. Unfortunate, man. Unfortunate, but this sucks too, because I'm thinking the game wasn't out and maybe they could fix it. I was just showing the state of like the beta. Maybe I was thinking, no, this is the final game. This is the final game for $70, guys. Oh boy. Yeah, it's a no for me, dog. It is a no for me. It's full price. That's the main problem. Yeah, this game should have been like $20, $30. I feel bad for the developers. Shucks, man. It is what it is, man. Rest in peace to Hunter x Hunter Nin Impact, man. They deserve better because Hunter x Hunter is a big anime, man. It is a big anime. How much did they pay for the license? That's a good question because you have to pay for the license for Hunter x Hunter. They probably spent all their budget just getting the license. Blade is going to do numbers. I hope so, man. I hope so. You know why? One, I want it to be a good game. Two, I love Blade as a character. Love comic books. And then three, I just want Blade. I just want to be able to shout on my stream that Blade did not only, because friendly reminder, there would be no MCU. There would be no DCU if it wasn't for fucking Wesley Snipes' Blade. Blade saved Marvel from going under. The black man saved it. So I would love to sit on this stream and say, because Microsoft is struggling right now with them Game Pass and them sales numbers, I would love to be able to shout on this stream that the black man didn't save corporate America not once, but twice, baby. Let's go. So I'm hoping it does good. I'm hoping it. Take your time, cook this bitch, bro. We need the black man to come through. The black folks always coming through saving shit, boy. And the good thing about Blade is people are going to keep an open mind and give it a chance. Because one thing about Blade is kind of like the same way people received, if you want a modern example, the same way people are receiving Mr. Terrific and Superman. I feel like Blade, it was like the first black character I can remember that got that kind of like, nobody cares that he's like, he being black is just part of his thing. People just everybody loves Blade. So like, I think Blade has that going for him where people are going to keep an open mind and at least keep an eye on the game and try it out versus fighting an uphill battle like Ironheart. Like people didn't even want to give Ironheart a fucking chance, whether it was good or bad. So he's got some good stuff going for him. Yeah, he's cool. I bet you the Blade movie will come out when this comes out. That Blade movie ain't never coming out, nigga. Did you link something? Let me see. What did you link? The Flash and Aquaman are not expected to be introduced in the DCU within the next 2 years. I'm cool with that. Don't rush it. Supergirl's next. Don't rush it. I don't even care about Aquaman. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not trying to watch 2 hours of a nigga talk to dolphins and fucking under the sea and shit. I don't even care about this shit. Aquaman is cool to me as like a side character. I don't really care, man. Mr. Terrific was so fire. I'm thinking about reading the comics now. He has it's the perfect time to actually jump in, Zuri. And for those interested in Mr. Terrific, he has a new book out right now. It's called Mr. Terrific Year One. This is what it looks like. I believe it's going to be 6 chapters. The first 2 chapters are out right now. It's actually a good time to hop in. It's his origin story. So they just dropped his origin story like 2 months ago. The first 2 chapters are out. So I mean, look into it if you want to. It's actually a good time to. They've timed it with the movie. This is a good time if you want to learn about his origin. And it's good. I'm reading it right now. It's good. It's really good. You can buy it in the store still, but I mean, you know, if you allegedly want to find it, it's not hard. It's a retcon. Yeah, it's a retcon of his. But you know, it's they're calling it canon. It's not his original origin story. That came in the Spectre book. This is a retcon, so this is his new up-to-date origin story because you know they always do that shit. But it's a good jumping in point because comics are hard to get into. Yo, shout out to Dev with the sub, appreciate it. Should they adapt the Injustice storyline way later? You know what? I know what you're talking about, but you know what they should adapt is the Injustice line. That is actually a great segue to my next story. For those who missed it, since we're talking comic books, DC announced a new event coming out called DCKO. I've already read this and I've already watched the video about it. So DC has a new storyline coming out in the books later this fall called KO. It's a crossover event. Every major hero in the DC universe in a tournament arc. Basically, they're fighting for the power of like Darkseid and to like control the universe. And whoever's the strongest hero, the last one standing in this tournament arc will become like the new god of like the universe or whatever. I watched it. They dropped the video about it and they talked about it like in detail. I'm getting at least, I would recommend getting issue number 1 at least when this comes out. The reason I'm excited about this, I'm like, this is actually a perfect storyline for Injustice 3. Every hero in the DC universe is literally fighting. They could adapt this into the video game. Where's the Simon origin comic at? I don't know about all that, Siggy. My bad. They run in fades. After DC All In, the threat of Darkseid has been looming over the entire DC universe. Fans have been speculating at how the heroes would next challenge the menacing ruler of Apocalypse before it dooms the multiverse. If anyone guessed in a bracket-style fighting tournament where the winner goes up against Darkseid, then congratulations on your impeccable foresight. See? Heroes will rise, legends will fall. It's time for a cosmic throwdown. DC today announced its next comic book event by co-architects Joshua Williamson and Scott Snyder. DCKO. This fall, the gloves come off as the greatest superheroes in the universe enter the arena in a thunderous tournament where the stakes are sky high and the cost of victory may be too steep to bear. Starting in October, this publishing event puts heroes to the ultimate test of strength, loyalty, and knockdown, drag-out brawls. With 36 fighters will enter the Tournament of Champions, which 36 will enter the Tournament of Champions? Who will rise through the brackets and rival Darkseid against his ever-growing Omega powers? And what sinister secret lies at the absolute heart of Apocalypse? Get ready for the most fun you'll hear all year. Death at the Tournament. This is going to be interesting. So I'm not going to lie. I'm not telling you what to do, but you might want to cop at least issue number 1 for this, because this sounds like this is going to be a good story. I'm also interested in reading this because because Batman's plot armor is prep time, right? How the fuck is Batman going to fight the whole DC universe with no prep time? We know Superman going to be in it because we can see it already. I believe that's the dude from Firestorm, I think. So you see Firestorm, see Wonder Woman, Black Lightning. I can't tell who the rest of these people are. That might be Vixen. I can't tell. Swamp Thing that looks like it could be Swamp Thing right there. Yeah, Swamp Thing could mop the floor. That's Power Girl. My bad. Yeah, Power Woman. Aquaman's gonna win the whole thing. They're gonna be like, Batman predicted the tournament for the year. I'm gonna be mad if Batman wins. With Superman being in the front of the cover, I don't think he's gonna win. That's too obvious. Green Lantern's probably gonna be there. I hope they do Guy Gardner though. Dickhead Green Lantern. Did you see the Absolute Killer Croc? Yeah, I read issue 10 of Absolute Batman. That nigga was naked the entire issue. What the fuck was that about? But the issue was fire. It was really good. Absolute Batman number 10. It was good.
I appreciate the super chat, Twin. I guess dropping a super bag on a nigga like me would be super appropriate for a time like this.
Shout out to I Frown a Lot with the $10 super chat. I remember my favorite scene in Injustice is when Superman was running so hard that his head turns backward. Type shit. You say a question mark? I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, Batman is naked. I don't want to. There's context to why he's naked. I don't want to spoil it though. Just go read it. But he was hella naked all throughout the issue. It makes sense though when you read it. And then if you're a fan of Captain Planet, Netflix announced a live action adaptation of Captain Planet. I'm curious to see when they drop the trailer for this, will people call it woke? You said why? I don't know. Captain Planet stock is on the rise. I don't know. They dropped the new Captain Planet comic book too. I read it. It's pretty good. Captain Planet 2025 comic came out a couple months ago. Issue 2 hasn't came out yet, I don't think. This is the cover though. So like I don't know, Captain Planet is just on the rise, and he's got a new book out and then live action series for Netflix. I'm curious to see what people call this woke though, because for those unaware, if you've never followed Captain Planet, he's a hero that fights eco-terrorists. It's literally about saving the environment, and then his friends help him fight the environment too. Each has a different element involving the earth, except for him. For some reason, he just loves niggas to death. Well, I guess love the environment. I don't know. I haven't read Imperial 2 yet, but I'm curious to see if they call this shit. Yeah, the Planeteers. I'm curious to see if they call this shit woke. Like, it's literally like terrorists burning down the Amazon rainforest and he beating their ass and shit like that. I like it, but it'd be funny to see how they respond to that. Hopefully it turns out good. I saw that book at the comic shop. It's pretty good. I read it. I got it. It's pretty good. Absolute Batman. Yeah, that was the most interesting thing I learned about from chapter 10. In chapter 10 of Absolute Batman, you learn he is 6. I knew he was 6'9", but he's 6'9", 412 pounds. I was like, how the fuck he moving? Like, just saying.
Why anyone follows this?
That's why I'm like,
could be stalking. I mean, following Sonic.
If they ever do an adaptation of Absolute Batman, I just don't see it being live action unless it's CG, because he's built like the Hulk. It's got to be animation or a video game if they ever do it. Yeah, he's 400 pounds moving like the cheetah. That shit don't make no sense. But LOL, that's what I said with the Arkham Batman. He built like a linebacker. He's super brolic. And then what's really cool is, for those who haven't read the comic book, minor spoiler, but his bat symbol on his chest, it transforms into a axe. So he pulls it off his chest and beats niggas' asses with that shit. It's gas. It's fucking gas. He a big ass Hulk with a fucking axe beating niggas upside the head and shit, bro. It's gas. We got an update. Damn, I just bought issue 2, covering my ears. I didn't spoil nothing in issue 2. I didn't spoil nothing. And we got an update going on in the PS Poor community, the PS Peons, the PlayStation Peasants. This time, we're not actually talking about the PS4 primates. We're actually talking about his cousin, the Xbox gorillas. We got, what do we call Xbox One niggas? The only reason, to be fair, when I say PS4 niggas, I'm talking about Xbox One too. The only reason I don't get on Xbox One gorillas as much is just because, like, they're not as vocal as I feel like Xbox One niggas, they know their place in the universe when it comes to the gaming community. So they're not really as vocal in terms of complaining. It's really PS4 niggas that I can't stand. They're usually pretty quiet. But about 5 or 6 of you tagged me in this video on TikTok, so I had to show it because we caught an Xbox gorilla fucking complaining that the new Ready or Not, for those unaware, there's a really popular SWAT game called Ready or Not that was on PC for like the last year or two. It's super hyper realistic. That's been getting a lot of hype. The way it approaches police work. Ethos was trying to get me to play it. Some people in GI love this fucking game. Matter of fact, I know some of y'all in the chat were telling me I should play it. It recently just got ported to the Xbox Series as well as the PS5. And this gentleman right here, he was upset because he was trying to play the game and it's not on the Xbox One. And he posted this. This bullshit I've been waiting for. I've been waiting forever for this shit, which is interesting because he said he's been waiting forever to play it on the Xbox One. How did you have time to read all about Ready or Not, but you didn't know what? Anytime an article comes out about a new game, it states what platforms are on. Did you just not read that part? Why does it shock you it's not available on the fucking Xbox One? His excuse is that he's a private in the military. And I was gonna get to that. This shit went viral and I went and read the comments. In the comment section, the video didn't go the way that he thought it was. Oh, I'm not logging in. Fuck that. The comment section was frying his ass. They were like, because he said the reason that he doesn't have it and he can't afford it is because he's a private in the military. It was people in the comment section frying his ass. They was like, nigga, I'm in the military. I got a PS5. Shut the fuck up. I seen one dude say, he said, I've been an E1, which for those unaware, that's the lowest rank private, right? He said, I've been an E1 in the military, bruh. He said your housing is paid for you, and he's like, and your basic necessities are paid for you. The only thing you got to pay for is food and like your phone bill. You niggas can't afford nothing because you probably bought a Hellcat and got 50% APR on that shit. He's like, that's why you can't afford an Xbox. So he's like, how can you not afford an Xbox when all your shit is paid for? You're not buying a house. And also the Xbox Series S, because it's available on the S. That shit is like $200, bro. We don't want to hear that shit. Oh, I'm in the military. I'm a private. That's why I can't afford that shit. So like, I wish I could show you the comments, but the comment section was frying him. And it was other soldiers like, yeah, you shouldn't have bought the Hellcat, nigga. Oh, well. You get your housing paid for you, your medical paid for you, your food paid for you. We're not talking about buying a house. We're not talking about buying a car. We're talking about a $200 Xbox. What the fuck are you doing with your money, dog? Get the fuck out of here. We support the troops over here. We appreciate what you're doing for the country. But do better with your money. You can still get this work. You said that APR whooping his ass. Get the fuck off the Hellcat, bro. Yeah, financially irresponsible. Yeah, $7K a month for a Hellcat. Dog, I was in the Air Force, and depending on where you get stationed, they pay you more. It's called, yeah. So no, he's right. So if they pay, if you get stationed in the middle of nowhere or like a hazard zone, you get paid more for it. Like, get the fuck out of here. You just didn't, you're not managing your money. We don't want to hear that shit. Stop calling this shit current gen. To be fair, only 2K niggas call this shit current gen. So that's my Xbox Gorilla story. Usually it's the PS4 primates we get on, but we're gonna get on the Xbox Gorillas too. Do better with your money, bro. We support the troops. We appreciate what you're doing for the country, but that doesn't change the fact that you need to manage your money. How you managing the bullets in your M16, but you can't manage the fucking money in your bank account, nigga? Be quiet.